supposed to happen now. This is supposed to happen like in January, February. Why is it in the 50s and 60s and low 70s already? We are only in early December. I am completely unprepared for winter vegetable gardening. What is happening? This isn't normal for us. I mean, it's supposed to be like hot and just less humid right now. I mean, we might have a day that gets a little bit cold, and you know, Florida cold, not northerner cold, like Florida cold, like, oh my God, it's in the 60s, I'm pulling out a sweatshirt. Or it hits the 50s and I've got my hat, my gloves, and my scarf on. We weren't supposed to get that in November, which we did. We're not definitely supposed to get that for multiple days in December. I mean, come on. If you are like me and you've lived a long time in Florida, you are so used to the fact that like, you cannot wear your ugly Christmas sweater for more than like a picture or two on Christmas Day because it is just too hot. And you have to have a Christmas t-shirt. So, I mean, so we gotta switch gears. This is totally unexpected. So normally I go and do my winter vegetable crops after we get past the holidays, right? As we get into some of our coldest days in January and then early February, because we got basically about 6 weeks where it has the chance to hit freezing, but just like does it for 5 seconds and then it turns around and goes back to normal. And yes, so usually in the holiday time period, I just kind of chill out, let the fall vegetable crops keep going, and then switch gears once we get past all the good stuff of the Christmas and the New Year's and the birthdays and all the other stuff that's going on with my family. But this just, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through some ideas of different cold weather crops that we should be considering to go switch into. And I'm gonna also talk you through what I'm gonna do in my vegetable garden, because clearly I have some plants and they're all doing fine. I don't know, like, because the weather's been just colder, I just don't really know what they're gonna do, but I don't wanna take away from the work that I already did. And because I've talked to you guys that I'm gonna be putting in some raised beds, especially back there, I really don't wanna get a bunch of stuff in the ground that I end up taking out. So I've got some ideas about intercropping some stuff, and I'll talk you guys through that. So let's get into what to grow in our early winter Florida vegetable gardens. So as I head into the winter vegetable gardens for here in Florida, I've got a lot of vining trellising plants, right? So I've got beans, but there's a lot of space in between my beans. And even over here, some of these are bush beans and a few of them apparently were vining beans, and I just didn't quite pick up on the fact that that was gonna happen. So I've got some like sticks in here to help them out. But what I'm thinking is planting some stuff in between that's more cold weather crop, because if it stays too warm and they're not happy, or it gets too cold and the warm weather crops start fading out, I haven't just like totally abandoned my spaces and I'm using them to my best. So since there's still a lot of space, I'm gonna start like popping some things in between and we'll see how this all goes. It could totally go badly, but you know what? We're trying something because this was not the plan. So the first thing up is, oh, these don't look cute. Well, this is lettuce. This is lots of lettuce seeds. 2 different types of lettuce seeds. Actually, I actually think I still have the packets from the original ones. I do. Oh man, they got a lot of seeds left in them. So the first type of vegetable that I'm gonna be adding into the garden, probably in this center section, I think. We'll just roll with it. We'll see what we're gonna do, is lettuce. Because you know what, here's the thing. I feel like this plant is probably one of the biggest reasons that if you did vegetable gardening the classic northern way is the reason you wanted to quit, because a lot of people like to start with lettuce. Who doesn't want a salad? And then they start these in spring, usually like March, April, May, and it just does not go well. Like the lettuce is not happy if it's starting then. They just look sad. But now's the time. Winter is definitely the time. I don't know how they're gonna do if we hit some freezing days, and since we've been colder than normal, I think this is gonna be questionable. But the thing that I like to do, whether you're going from late winter into spring or you're gonna try it out now, is doing lettuce that you can do cut and come again, because in the warmer months, the pest pressure, but right now, if we do hit a freeze day, like I can just harvest it, you know, and it'll come back. Or if it dies off, I've already gotten something out of it. So the cool thing is they come with like tons of seeds. Holy cow, I've got a ton in here. So there's two types I grew this last year that did really, really good. And it was romaine and butter crunch. I feel like the butter crunch did the absolute best. I feel like the romaine, was it the romaine that had like a lot of germination, but we didn't get as big? I think this one did best. I just remember thinking butter crunch did absolutely great. So I'm definitely gonna be doing more butter crunch. Who doesn't love romaine lettuce for like a Caesar salad? I've done burpee bib lettuce also. I feel like this one's more bitter. Maybe I'll throw some in just for some flavor differences, and then we can have a mixed green salad. Woo, yay for fun. But all these are great because you can do the cut and come again, which I think a lot of people would be surprised by that for like a romaine, because so many people grow the entire head, but you can do the same thing. We did it this year and it worked out really, really well. So we're gonna start off with lettuce. The next thing I'm gonna do to put in between maybe some of these bean plants over on the trellis side is onions. Now, I've got these onion seeds. I don't remember if these seeds actually grew well, but these are all seeds from ones that I grew in my garden this last year. Whether they were green onions or actual like yellow onions. These ones are mostly grown from onion scraps. So something you may want to try out before it gets too cold, especially if you're in Central to South Florida, is if you're using onions in recipes, go ahead and take those onion bottoms and just put them in the ground. It's super easy. And yeah, you can grow like more onions from it. I did it this last year, and these are the seeds I collected. So I'm super excited to get onions, because we use onions, I think, in almost every single dish that we cook for lunch and dinner. So I was thinking, like, I'll just like put them along the trellis line because the vines are going up. There's a ton of space down here at the bottom. I'll show you in a minute. But what else am I gonna do? It's just leaving space open for weeds to come in. So might as well start filling it up with like a bulbing plant. So onions. Onions will be a good one to try out this time of year. The next one that I'm gonna add in for right now, I did the experiments right. I put in some of those carrots in the pots over there, and they're starting to grow, but I'm gonna add some more in. And since these are supposed to be, what, 67 days to harvest, we'll see if they do better starting in fall or kind of in this winter time period heading into some of the coldest months. So I'm gonna check these out and see if we can fit them in. Maybe down like the center here, or I don't know, whatever. I'm gonna put them, you know what I might do, because you know I love a battle royale. I might just put some onion seeds, especially because I have like so many onion seeds and lettuce seeds and carrot seeds. I might just sprinkle a little bit all in the same area and just see what grows. And then whoever does best, they win, and I'll keep them going. Or whatever I have too much of, I'll get rid of that. We'll just see. Another one I'm considering doing, but this one I'm probably not gonna do by seeds because I'm actually totally out of seeds. I don't know why I still have the packets in my seed box, but I'm gonna do some more from the brassica family. So cauliflower and broccoli, but I'm gonna go grab some starts. I noticed when we were going getting some new Christmas lights the other day that I saw a lot of nice looking transplants. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go pick some of those up, and I'll probably put them in the bed that has the peppers back there, because the peppers are just going so slow. I don't think they're as thrilled about the 60-degree days, but I think these ones will like it a lot more. And if I got the starts, I can kind of get them going before it gets too cold. So that's my thought process. So consider cauliflower and broccoli. Brings Christmas color like some beets. Who doesn't like pickled beets? My husband really likes pickled beet salads. You know, not the salads with lettuce, but like whatever. You get it. You get what I'm saying. But we've got a ton of these seeds left. We did these beets kind of coming out of the coldest months last year, and we got a few, but you know what? I'm gonna try these ones out. I've got tons of seeds again, so why not? That's the good thing about keeping your seeds. They usually give you way more than you're gonna need if you're just like a standard vegetable gardener. Like, you're not gonna use like a bajillion seeds. I like used what I felt like was a lot of seeds of lettuce this last year. I had way too much lettuce, and there's still a ton left in there, and now I got my own seeds. So hanging on to your seeds from previous seasons, they usually last like a year or two easily if you keep them in a good conditions. Plastic bags are apparently not so great for them, and then places that stay really humid. So get yourself something that can hold them, and I think it's like paper bags are the best. I don't know, I'm not a great seed saver yet, so don't really take my advice on this one. I just use plastic bags for right now, and they seem to work fine enough. But hold on to your stuff. Don't just throw it away. Just get like a little system. I need to get better about my system so I can start breaking it up into my spring plants, my fall plants, and so on and so forth. Oh yeah, and if you need help with like what to plant and when to plant it, and you want like a quick reference guide, go to www.wildfloridian.net/calendar for a free seasonal gardening calendar guide. And they'll just give you some ideas of what to plant for each season, both vegetables and non-vegetables too, but for Florida. Yay us. Sometimes I just throw seeds in the ground just to see what they do. Okay, let's go look around and let's figure out where we're gonna put this stuff, because, you know, we're changing our game plan apparently. What are you guys thinking? I mean, honestly, I know some of us were talking about we're just kind of switching gears. So are you planning on getting your vegetable garden started for winter now, or are you gonna wait till after the holidays? And if you are gonna get started now, what are you gonna grow? What are you planting? Because I need ideas, and I bet the others do too. So go ahead and put those in the comments. You can definitely tell we're getting ready for Christmas. We've got our lights starting to be put up, and look, the sweet potato patch is becoming really cute. We've got our little Christmas deer and some Christmas trees, and we're starting to put Christmas lights on the trellises, which always looks really, really pretty, and the kids love it. But let's talk about, where are we gonna put all these winter vegetable crops? Ooh, butterfly. I can't believe we still have butterflies. Looks like a yellow dogface or cloudless sulfur. All right, but enough about butterflies. This is about vegetables. Okay, so you can see we've got actually that leftover onion. I've just been leaving it there. I don't think it's gonna do well, but we'll let it hang out because it's not doing us any harm. And then we've got, of course, the tomatoes and the beans, which are running up. And you can see, look at how much space is in between them. And as these grow, they're just not gonna fill in. They're just gonna leave all this space, which who likes to hang out in these spaces but weeds? So I think this is a great opportunity for some intercropping. And my thought is because these still get a lot of good sunlight, not now, but earlier in the day, is this would be some good spots to put some root crops in. Oh, but is that gonna screw up with the roots? So maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe I should do like lettuce in between here. Nope, you know what, if I do like a carrot, we'll do carrots. Because what's gonna end up happening is once we get past Christmas, because I'm gonna put the Christmas lights on here, when we pull them off, we're gonna end up having to pull a lot of these beans, which will be fine because it'll be January, we'll be hitting our cold months, and all these bean plants are gonna be super sad and not really doing anything, so it's fine to go and tear them off. So what I'm thinking is we'll go ahead and put some carrots and beets. What was the other thing I was gonna put in the ground? Onions. So maybe I'll just like do like onions, carrots, beets in between each one of these. And I'm gonna do it in all 4 trellis rows because I like to look at who likes what amount of sun the best, because we've got kind of the heaviest shade. I would say these two have about the same amount of shade, and this one of course gets the most amount of sun, which means that plants usually start really quick, but if they don't like full sun in Florida, they tend to fade a lot faster. Versus this trellis seems to always be the happiest, this side. You can see a lot of the beans are coming up, 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 up. I know it's kind of hard to tell, right? It's a lot of green happening in my yard, which I guess is a good thing. Not a great thing for the camera, but good thing for here. But yeah, maybe I'll put some like little onions. Maybe they'll keep Mr. Bunny away from biting things. And we'll kind of fill in between here. And then what I'm thinking is in here, I've got, so some of these are bush beans. I think it's the Calypsos that are the bush beans, which is what I remember reading on the package. But I think these like Good Mother Hubbard or the other type are the ones that are vining. And I think they're just a shorter vine, but they kind of are picking up this little tomato trellis twist. And I have these sticks, which were actually from the Royal Ponciana. I went and cut a bunch of them down so that my kids could just play with them, but also if I needed them. So I'm gonna use those as like a little mini teepee trellis-ish thing, kind of thing going on there. But what I'm thinking is I'll put some lettuce in between here, which already lettuce has self-seeded. So we're getting some in here. Not that, that's a weed. Ugh, come here, out. But that looks like we've got some romaine hanging out right there. But in this spot right here, like I could add some seeds for that butter crunch. Is that a carrot seed right there? Oh my goodness. That's probably goldenrod. Yeah. So we are going to, no, that's not, that's just a weed. Okay. Well, we'll do some lettuce in here. That'll help fill this in nicely. I don't think I'm going to put anything in the middle just because everything's going to want to bush this way. So yeah. But maybe what I'll do where we've got a little bit more space over here is I'll put some more onions in and maybe some more lettuce. Looks like somebody, see, do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? This is what this rabbit does. Perfectly good plant, eats the bean. Looks like it's not dead and it's growing a new leaf, but honestly, aw, sunshine mimosa. Also, like, can we randomly just enjoy sunshine mimosa and how it's a tickle me plant? See? Closes up its leaves. They're sensitive to touch. Isn't that fun? Okay, but back to here. So we've got space, so we'll use this. Get rid of that. And what I'm thinking of doing over here is we need to prep some more green onion soup in the coming week. So we'll have, of course, our onion scraps, and I'll just put them in here because you can see we have those 2 green onions doing awesome. Since this stuff is probably not gonna get big anytime soon, all these pepper plants, we could just load this up with green onions and it'll probably be very happy in these months. So that's what I'm thinking there. This bed, while looking very cute for Christmas, I'm not gonna do anything for other than we'll put a deep layer of mulch here and just level it in preparation for the raised beds that I wanna do later on. I know some of you gave me some really good tips about raised beds and Mr. Bunny, because Mr. Bunny lives back here. He's definitely got his little tunnels in here because I found them, so I know they're there. But I'm thinking of getting, I think it's like a 2-foot high raised bed. I don't know. We'll see what I'm gonna get officially, but I think they're gonna end up being, they're not gonna be the ones that are just like a tiny bit above ground. I'm looking for the ones that are gonna be a decent amount above ground to really deter the bunny from eating the things that I don't want them to eat. But otherwise, this is just gonna get leveled out. I'm not gonna do anything else for here. And then you can see my little carrot. Yay, one lonely carrot, or maybe a few carrots are in there. And then our little Everglades tomato. So right now this bed's just gonna be put to rest, reset, and look cute for Christmas. Oh, look at our pumpkin. It's doing great. These ones are doing really, really nicely. I think the ones over there on the arch, those are doing okay too. I'm gonna see if these ones I can run up the trellis. And then these ones I'll keep along the ground because I think David the Good had said these did better on the ground level, but we'll just try it out. We'll do a little experiment, right? If you're looking for other videos about just what happens in the vegetable garden down here in Florida, I have an entire playlist that just shows everything, like from tours to plant ideas, all the good, the bad, the ugly. I put it all in there. So there's an entire playlist. You can just check that out, and you'll see what happens. How we got to today and this point in life. Okay, I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Bye.